There it is, man. What's going on, world? What's going on, world? There it is, man. I got it. It's funny. I got the thing propped up on a. I'm on a bench, but I got it propped on another bench. So if you know, you know. But yeah, Bitcoin broke. I don't know if it necessarily broke the all-time highs, but 120, 120,000 is what I remember. So the fact that I seen 123, I was like, let me go check some numbers right now. Let me see what's going on. Crunching numbers over here, seeing what's gonna happen next. So I couldn't even tell you, bro. I couldn't even tell you. I just know like if it does work out, it'll work out for me. A lot of it's like the hard work and the work in general working in my favor. You know what I'm saying? Like everything from 9 to 5 work itself, income itself, to how would you say like what's going on? Who we got JD. What's going on? What's going on, JD? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, everything from like just income to if you caught my older content, it's like, and this is mainly for people here from the playback, also people that start dropping in later. I was doing like my little 10,000 milestone, $10,000 milestone when I was doing the investing stuff. That's stocks. And like I was telling people, I was like, hey man, you might want to start getting in these weird little small coins here and there. But it's funny because the saying goes, when Bitcoin moves, everything moves with it. And I tell this story all the time because I remember 2018, I had started working, or I went to rented technical college, and my teacher, my professor over there, he was into comic books, Pokemon, anime, and Bitcoin and funny shit like that. And I was looking at the shit. He said, James, you might want to get into it. I was like, man, all right, let me see what's going on. I thought it was some bullshit. Not saying it isn't. Not saying it is or it isn't, but it's like it's not for everybody. You know what I'm saying? He said, you might want to put some money in now. I was like, I'm gonna go buy a jacket, and I think I got like some new shoes or something stupid, like some sweatpants or something stupid. And then literally I seen prices go from like, 800 bucks to 2,000. So you imagine, man, if, something that was worth 800, that doubled, and some change. So that's like times 2.1, if anything. I was like, okay, I could have did something with that. And ever since then, he was like, man, you should have been tapped in. I was telling you about it. So I literally watched everything that used to be worth 800 bucks to get worth 2,000, get worth 5,000, and then 5,000 being turned into fucking 10. And now we're at 120. So I literally watched all this happening. So it's like, did I miss the boat here and there? Not necessarily. I accidentally had a bit of GameStop. I accidentally had a bit of Bitcoin. I had a couple coins here and there. So it was really interesting how things worked itself out. You know what I'm saying? Hello, you will send a red 100. Hey, Shanice, what's going on? Good to have you here. I don't even know what this is. Side Pop, what's going on, man? Thank you for being here. Yeah, I'm just over here just kind of talking about the coins and whatnot because it's just like I was able to cash out. Like I missed out. I could have had 5 figures worth of Doge. You know what I'm saying? I was able to flip that for a second. So almost. You know what I'm saying? I had like it got up to like 5 to 7 thousand, maybe a little more, and then I was like, let me cash out at 1,000. So I went and flipped 1,000 here and there. When I had GameStop on accident, I had 4,000 here and there. So it's like little things, little things that I kind of messed around with. But I never say never in the sense that like I just missed the boat. So that's why I'm constantly in tune with this stuff. But anyway, the cycle is every 4 years. So within the 4 year span, you can expect a halvening of certain finite supply, if that makes sense. Let me see what they're talking about. What should my prank be? I don't even know what your pranks are about in the first place. I don't even understand. But anyway, um, so I say all this to say like, get in when you can. Like everyone's thinking that they want to be millionaires overnight. Like that's not the case. Like I don't know if you want to chase that necessarily. Some people might even, based off your life circumstances, you might just need what ends up happening profit wise in the long run. Like if your 100 turns to 300, it's like why wouldn't you take it? So but it's what you can afford to put away, if that makes sense. There's put away stuff and then there's investment stuff. There's a bit of both. Um, and that's each individual's discretion. That's each individual's like, what do you want to? Are you like a save person? Like I'm gonna save this and make sure nobody touches with this, nobody deals with this. Are you an investing person? Like I'm gonna just do. So I can sit there and tell you like, oh, I got lucky here and there. It wasn't necessarily true because just a little bit of listening to certain people that were tapped in at the time, people doing the books, people doing NFT stuff, people doing all these different things. I was just tapping into certain parts of the culture of the coin business, you know, the altcoin business, the Bitcoin business, all that shit. Just learning small things here and there. So the fact that all this is happening, it sounds crazy. Like yeah, I even went on a few live chats earlier, like before I went on live stream. Well, before I went on live stream, I was chopping it up with my neighbor, but after, you know, before I chopped it up with my neighbor, it's like I'm over here on these live streams. I'm reading the fucking, you know, the live chat, and I'm like, there's a lot of people saying, you know, just wild shit. People talking about Earth is flat, all this weird stuff, and they're kind of joking around. But at the same time, I'm like, you know, there's a bit of truth to like them. Their skepticism makes profit to some degree. So you don't necessarily have to be a skeptic like they are, but just be aware of who you're around in these communities. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to this type of stuff, man. My bad. I can't even read this, man. IDK, what's going on? Appreciate you, IDK. Thank you for dropping in, man. Thank you for dropping in. You know, my phone's kind of far away right now, so I had to like grab it and let me reposition real quick. But yeah, that's the way I look at it. It's like, you know, I'm not telling people to make money or whatever. I mean, if you have a process of trusting your 9 to 5, if not your way of making money here and there, big old, god damn, that was a big old mosquito. I would say just trust your process. But also, when you have money here and there that you would normally spend, see, for me, it was like I had money I would normally spend on whether it was drinking or just splurging on things I really didn't need. So I started putting into these different little investment things here and there, and it started to yield for me. So that's why I was like, I'm not saying I'm a believer. I'm not. I just understand the functionality of certain things and functionality of certain investments, if that makes sense. So Bitcoin being at an all-time high, it's something that's worth talking about and worth witnessing, because last time we had the Halvening about 4 years ago, you had random kids being millionaires overnight. Now, were they able to sustain millionaire status or $1 million? That's the bigger question. So that's why I'm like, there's certain practices that you would do, and there's certain practices that you would conduct within yourself where you're able to maintain the money. You would almost have to go through the splurging process, excuse me, if not the spending process. You know, whether you're taking care of yourself or other people around you, just to understand what that felt like. But again, it's not even about luck if you're actually doing a bit of research and a bit of studying here and there. There's a lot of mosquitoes here, man. My bad, my bad. Um, there's like and subscribe. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it, man. I'm just over, you know, chopping it up. I mean, you know, a lot of times I'll just name, you know, I'll do like Sunday night live chat or something. But tonight I was like, well, it is kind of an all-time high that Bitcoin is hitting, and I wanted to address that because it's like this is a, you know, an important time. Like a lot of people miss these moments. You know what I mean? It's these weird cycles that kind of happen. It just so happens that this 4 year cycle. You know, it's interesting because on one hand, the crypto coins would be like every 4 years that there's a finite amount, if not, yeah, all the ones that have finite amounts get kind of cut in half. But if you were to take into account like an ETF or something, ETF cycles would be like 7 years, 6.5 to 7 years, where the price more or less doubles from that moment to the next. So that's why when you see stuff like SCHD and shit like that, like you'll see when people bought it at 40, you see when it starts climbing to 80 and stuff like that. So those are like 7 year spans though. So it comes down to like whether you're playing the long game, which I think people should do a bit of both if you can afford it. You know what I'm saying? Just put a little here and there. You'd be surprised. Like I had an IRA that I normally just put like $30 per check, and right now it's like it went from like, I don't know how to explain it. Plus, I can't even do the amount. So let me see, three. It's like plus 30%. It doubled like 30% or whatever. Not double, but like it's like plus 30%. And it's sustaining because it's sustainable investment. So, you know, I would kind of encourage people to like do a bit of research on that. And ETFs are a little safe. You know how that goes. Cool, but I have to go. It is 12:18 for you. Bye. Have a good day. God bless you. Hey, appreciate it, man. God bless you too, man. God bless, man. I hope everybody's doing all right. Nonetheless, man, thank you for dropping in. But all I was trying to say was I want to just address. I mean, anybody can drop in the chat and say whatever. But my whole thing is like, you know, whoever's like hanging out or whoever shows up for the actual title name of the video, like, you know, title name of the video is just discussing crypto, Bitcoin itself, certain coins at their all-time highs, and the halving that's going to happen supposedly projected this year. You know, this is something that we kind of plan. I ain't gonna say we, but I was with certain people. Let me see. I got to do the math real quick because I ended up at my last job. I started working at in 2019. So I was working in 2019. Let me see. I worked 2020, 21, 22, 23. My bad. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. And then, yeah, this year would have been like my 5th year mark. So the thing about that was within that time span, I met a few people. I met like one person in particular that was basically breaking down the science of all this stuff to me. Now, dude was always on some weird shit, but nonetheless, he knew his like logic about this. But it is 12/8. Yeah, I mean, hey man, if you're sticking around, I appreciate it, bro. Either way. Um, but yeah, it's just like one of those things where I'm like, you listen to people in person, you kind of just, you measure out like, all right, where's this person's level of success at? Okay, maybe they're onto something. Maybe the facts check out, but maybe they themselves are a little more, as you would say, paper handy. You know what I'm saying? Little things like that. So you just start to gauge people a little differently. You don't waste too much time on it. That particular dude, he said something to me, because this old job was at a hospital. He said something funny. He said there's a few people that I got involved in investing. This is his words that he said to me. He said, he said, I feel bad. He said, I feel bad because there's a couple of those nurses that are older than me that knew nothing about what I was doing and they didn't understand it. And I sat there and convinced them to do what I was doing, investment wise. And the thing is, they don't have the same kind of mentality that I have. And I didn't account for that. And here they are putting money away just to watch it get cut in half. They put money into Bitcoin at the all time highs because I was speaking with them and simply speaking to them. They just followed the trend to put money in while it was going up rather than watching the trend of it going down, if that makes sense, watching it settle and then waiting a certain period of time. So he was saying like he felt like he needed to apologize to certain people, but he's like it's sad because they don't even want to look at him or like talk with him a certain way. And I was like, in my mind, I'm like, rightfully so, because he was so adamant about telling people like, why would you do this? Why would you do that? He was preaching the gospel of crypto and Bitcoin, and you have to be careful who you speak with and how you say it. How you say it is always important because you will fuck up people's money. People were really willing to put like, you know what, man, I have $5,000 in savings. Might as well listen to this guy because he's very convincing. The guy was very convincing. He convinced these nurses and older people who were close to retirement to waste thousands, and they watched those thousands drop in half, and they weren't ready for it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like they're not. The thing is, they're gonna have to wait a couple more years before they see this particular day where the all-time highs get hit again, and then the money gets made back. But who knows if those older women that were investing the money were like gave up and just sold the shares. They sold the fractions. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to be careful who you talk to. So I'm just addressing this from my personal experience, where it's like, um, and that's an open what do you call this? Open dialogue for ridicule, open dialogue for criticism or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay with that because I'm just letting you know, like, yeah, this is something I missed out on in the 2018 era. You understand? I was in school in 2018, and I was told to do things in 2018 that would have happened around 2019, 2020. Other things started working out for me instead, and I was able to catch that train, but I missed a few of the jumps that were happening when the prices were going up here and there. So that's just my personal experience. So that's why I only speak on that. But again, that's like what 2018 till now. That's a 7 year span of time, and here we are, close to the supposed 8 year, um, in cycles of four. So we get 4, 8, and 12. We're close to that 8 year mark, if you will. So anyway, this is just me kind of like catching the train here and there. You know what I mean? My bad. Sorry, but you have to go. Hey man, do what you got to do, IDK. I appreciate you dropping in either way. Thank you for being here, man. Like I said, this portion here, anybody could drop in and talk to me about whatever, man, whatever's going on. But that's just my live streams in general, bro. Like I'll address whatever, I'll talk about whatever if it's as long as it's respectful. But because the title of the video deals with crypto and Bitcoin, I'm just addressing that in the beginning of the chat until otherwise. But that's just where I'm at with all this, man. It's like I'm being very patient because the point I'm making is 5 years, or sorry, 4 years before today, 2021, we were prepping for this because some of us actually made a good amount of money during 2021. You know what I'm saying? I made a good amount of money in 2020 as well on accident. or sorry, 2020, like towards the end, I was just investing in random stuff. I shouldn't say random, but literally during the beginning of the pandemic, when the pandemic was happening. I always tell the story. I just was randomly 2020 like March, because I had planned a specific like week off. I was like, let me take off a week in March. You know what I'm saying? Take off 1 week in March. Let me roll my socks up, man, because I'm getting bit by the damn mosquitoes. Again, took there one particular week in March, and then all of a sudden, I planned this vacation week, and then all of a sudden, the fucking pandemic hit everything. Because the thing started in I don't remember if it was Kirkland or where it was at. The supposed ground zero of like the whole, dude was like holed up in the hotel because he had COVID-19. Everything was getting kind of scary. Everything shut down. It kind of started here, you know what I'm saying? So it was kind of wild, but it's really interesting because during that time period, I was like, you know what? I got this week off. I want to go spend time with my girlfriend at her house, or she was living with her parents or whatever. But I was like, let me go to her house. And the funny thing was, her parents were out of town during that week, but I was trying to catch all these buses that were like 3 or 4, going 3 to 4 hours south. The funny thing is, no one was outside because it was like protocol. Like, hey, you can't be outside right now. You know what I'm saying? There's protocol. I was like, listen, I'm going to my girlfriend's house. She lives down in Whoopie Wop. I need to go down there and visit her. And all right. Literally every bus I took down there, everything was like very courteously free. It was like free buses and stuff like that. What you talking about, bruh? I'm going to still be in the stream, but when I'm not answering, I'm either asleep or my phone died. All right, bro. Listen, man, I'm here. So whatever, man. I'm just chopping it up. But so yeah, like I said, I took all those bus rides down there. Went down there. Pandemic time was happening. This is 2020, like March. So I'm going. There's a moment where, oh, that plane above, that's what it is, huh? So there was a moment like right before bed. I remember this. I just remember the look of the room. Like sunset was kind of coming through the window. Like it gets all orange and bright. Sunset was happening. It was just me and her in the house. We're about to go to bed. Yeah, I'm just doing something on my phone. She's like, "Are you ready?" I was just laying in bed, like, "Yeah, I'm about to. I'm just finishing something." I literally bought 10 shares of GameStop because at that time it was like, I don't even remember, dog. It was like, so I got 10 shares for about $50. So it was like $5 a piece or something funny. It was something like that. Am I doing the math right? Yeah, 5 times 10. So it was about $5 a piece or something. Spent about $50 on 10 shares and ended up selling the 10 shares when that hit like 3,000, 4,000. So I made 4,000 off it or something like that. Or I think specifically it was 2,900 if I remember correctly. Because I tried to set this order where I was like, sell it at 4,000. But the problem was I didn't know that it meant sell it at 4,000 by the end of the day. So I was like, I just did a quick one. I didn't know I didn't need to sell everything, but it's just little moments like that where I'm like, that's really what set it off. But another part of the mindset was that, again, I was in this relationship in 2020, broke up with her in September, Octoberish, and by the start of 2021, something told me like, you know what, man, you need to delete all social media. Deleted all social media, got off Twitter, got off IG. I let it permanently delete the accounts. After the accounts were permanently deleted, I went and kind of just hunkered down and started studying a bit, doing a little bit of insight, certain things here and there, you feel me? And that's when the money was made. It's just like, it's little things like that where I was like, you know what, man, cutting and trimming the fat in my life started to create this. I don't mean to say it in a mean way, but that's just how things played out. So it's just weird. But again, it was a lonely process and a lonely time period. But I was like, you know what, man, I got to get things right. But here I am, like I said, that was 2021, start of all that. About 4 years later, 4 years later, and some change, and here we are, kind of in the same cycle of things happening again. And we were just very, there's a time period between whether it be April, between April to November, where things start to kind of go up and down, a little more volatile here and there. Um, but that's the time to pay attention to all this stuff. I was thinking it was Cinco de Mayo, and if it wasn't Cinco de Mayo, it would have been happening on the release date of the Superman movie, because the Superman movie, his dog's name is Crypto or something funny. So I was like, there's probably something's gonna happen on that time period. But you gotta understand. Here we go. Hold on. So you gotta understand. It's like it's little things like this because the same thing happened 20, 2021. I think Cinco de Mayo because Canelo had a fight. So the same thing. Everybody's like, pay attention to Cinco de Mayo. Pay attention to Cinco de Mayo weekend. Canelo had a fight. I was in the I was over here watching it. Come to find out, I missed when it hit a certain peak, so I missed the time period of that. I was like, bruh, that's on me. But I'm not tripping because I took, again, you shave a little bit here and there, you take profits here and there. You know what I'm saying? Make a couple fives, make a couple thousands here and there. You just whatever, pay off things you need to, take care of some stuff. And then for this particular year here, I was so, hold on. I was so caught up in investing for the past couple of years that this particular year here, what I ended up doing was taking all my profits that I had made and all the investments that I had, and I started spending it on pleasures. I was like, here, we're gonna enjoy it this time. We're finally gonna enjoy it. Cashed out on everything from Beyblade to whatever. So that's why you see the content looking the way it does, because it's like this is the fruits of the labor being spent on a form of self care, if not having fun. This is what it looks like, but this is a small scale. So here I am getting back into the process of things, hunkering down on the workflow, and then we're gonna do it all over again. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You never stop working, and the work, I started flipping it a bit because the work doesn't always look like income. It looks like these. It looks like live streams. It looks like these community kind of conversations here. You know what I'm saying? Whether they be bots, whether they're true or not. You feel me? One second though. So yeah, that's where my mental's at, man. I guess the other thing I've been dealing with a bit is, we have or excuse me, I'm a part of multiple communities. So when multiple people will sit there and ask me like about this, that, and the third, I'm like, they're not even concerned. They're kind of just gauging whether this shit is real or not. And I'm like, the fact that people don't do anything, they only do one thing, I can respect it. But you can't get mad that I'm trying. You know what I'm saying? You can't get mad that I'm trying here and there and I'm making something work of it. Because the Pokemon, like I said, is cool if you just sit there and collect Pokemon cards for your own thing. But it's another thing if you get two of everything, so that way you're a collector on some like profit and money shit, and you're enjoying collecting them as well. But that's only if you can afford to, and I was able to at the time. You understand? That's one way I look at it, bruh. Can you, man? Hold on, let me get moving. My bad. Gotta get back up that hill. It's like a block up. But I'm seeing this thing differently, man. I'm seeing this thing differently because I experienced it otherwise. That shit tripped. I thought this was a person standing there. I'm like, what the hell? That's that same dude. He probably sleeping. Hold on. I actually don't know. I don't know my spiritual, like how would you say it? Like I'm gonna say like an astronomical level of things. I don't know what's going on in the universe out there. I couldn't tell you, but today, man, I was low key down. I was like, damn, I'm feeling this down. Something got to come up. Pause. You understand? Something got to. Then I start watching the Halvening unravel. I'm like, oh, I got to monitor it because you got to understand. By the time I'm going to sleep here, let me flip it on you. Boom. By the time I'm going to sleep, people up in Britain, people over in Portugal. Shout out to my guy Jack over there. I might have to call him tomorrow morning. People like that, bro, they're on top of things. It's gonna happen. And it's funny because I told him, I was like, it's okay to call you right now. He said it's too late. I was like, that's fair, that's fair. So we've been playing phone tag. The funny part about that is this. He might have just been trading because he told me he'd be day trading. I'm like, hey man, if you're out here making that money, go do your thing. Shit. Phone call can wait. If you gotta watch the fucking you know, the numbers come up and down. If you gotta watch that, go you gotta do your thing. Like I'm not mad at it. I am not mad at it. Like imagine me getting upset because he has to go sit there and watch the charts. the charts are, tell them if things are up and down. Like imagine if I was upset with them about that. You gotta do your thing, man. That's where I'm at with it right now. But again, I don't do the double screen stuff. Some people will have like two monitors and things and just kind of go back and forth. And I'm like, I don't really do all that. That's not for me. You know, I gotta cross the street. Give me a second. I'm trying to get hit. Look both ways, everybody. But yeah, that's how I feel with this, man. Yeah, it's crazy. I forget my connection over there with the airplanes is a little burst. But I'm sticking to my game plan, man. Stick to my game plan. If I'm monitoring the chat here and there. If we get love, we stick around. If not, we don't. Shout out to Fluence, man. Fluence always be every time I say hi in the chat and I say good evening, Fluence always be saying what's up back to me, and I love that because I'm like, that's some real paying attention to the whole chat interacting kind of thing. And I try to do the same thing, but her whole thing was like, listen, you donate more money, we put more time on the clock. If you hit more likes, we get more time on the clock. She's doing that weekly, if not however many trivias per day. And God bless her because she's paying off some. I think if I remember correctly, she got a lung infection, which is kind of sad. You know, got that sad lung infection going on. But God bless her. Hopefully she all right. You know, that's where I'm at with all this. Gotta let the body rest today, man. I need to get this in though. You feel me? I had to get this one in tonight. It was important that I did. You know, took care of things. House and room is looking like a mess. I'm like, I don't need to be ordering too much stuff anymore. Got a couple of gifts I need to share with people, so it's like I'm gonna leave it at that. You feel me? Just leave it at that for now. A second. But yeah. This is concept I was thinking about earlier today. And we're getting a little random here, but here we go. Because this might be the same thing for this. Because we'll see how long I think my plans for these truancy hours is like, put the year in, and see how that looks. And I almost want to check what time the first one was. Give me a second. Let me check that right now. Oh, here we are we back? Cozy Ava, what's going on? You showed up at the right time and the wrong time. I was checking something on another window, but I appreciate you dropping back in. What's going on? So yeah, I actually checked the last time, sorry, I checked the first time I did Truancy Hour on YouTube when I did a first, not necessarily a live, but a first post. So maybe I'll check the numbers again to see when I did my first live stream, because that's first live stream is more important than the actual first post to me, because that gives me more time. You know what I'm saying? But the actual number one is actually back in what's going on, Cozy Ava. Let me know if you're still there hanging out. Appreciate you dropping in. The first one is December 26th, 2024. So literally day after Christmas, I did my first Truancy Hour YouTube style, not necessarily the audio version, but the topic said grieving a loved one, or something about grieving a loved one. I can't remember exactly what I said. Grieving a loved one during the holidays, or grieving a loved one during times of something. I forget exactly, but that was literally the first episode of Truancy Hour 001. And we're gonna sit there and just do what we can, drop a few here and there. You know what I'm saying? But that might be my actual year project for this. When I really think about what I've been doing for the past year, I'm like, that might be something to look forward to. You know what I'm saying? Sit there and lock in for about let me see how many months we got. So we got September, October, November, December. We're gonna say January, because I'm pretty sure the first live was around January, if not February. Because shout out to my guy Jax, man. Jax was locked in with me since back in the winter time. It was cold as shit outside, so I was like, I ain't trying to be outside freezing my hands. I went inside, started doing the live streams indoors. You know what I'm saying? We'll see how that turns out this year. We'll see if that makes any headway there, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. So we'll see how that turns out. But all of the things are slowly falling into place, and other things are coming into fruition. And a lot of times, like, I enjoy so much being left alone, if not being like left to my own devices, so I can figure things out on my own. I worry so much about being a hindrance to people. And the other night, and even like today, the other night, today, and shit like that, I forget how much I'm loved sometimes, and it's like, it's hard, bro. I don't know if is this spiders, bro. I don't know if I got spiders or ants crawling on me. I'm scared right now. Hold on, bro. Nah, I think it's just like little bugs, like little flies and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I live in a very nature-based, saying city, so I just be getting bit up by the yeah, you see that bee? It was buzzing in my ear, or whatever that was. Fucking yeah, it was like little flies. Anyway, tell you, man, I'm out here with the insects. And that's part of what I was saying, was like all these, like literally today, yesterday, I don't remember if the day before, but all these animals just came up and, were in my space, just in my area. Not necessarily talking to me, but just hanging out. And like everywhere I go, there'd be like some rabbits hanging out. Just on the side, some rabbits come around, they're just hanging out. The other night, it might have been Friday night, maybe not. It might have been this park, maybe not. I don't remember exactly. It was either here or the other spot. And it was some raccoons just kicking it. Raccoons just hanging out around me. I'm walking home. I see the raccoons just hanging out by the damn staircase. I'm like, what's happening right here? I'm trying to go home. Raccoons is trying to talk to me. Next day, same thing. Birds is chirping at me. Birds is over here just, saying like, they're over here yelling in my window. I'm like, man, I ain't putting no food on the fence in a while. Maybe they just want to talk to me. I don't know. That's one thing at the house. That's a situation. And then later in the day, I'm hanging out with my friends. I'm hanging out with Z and his wife, and the cat and the dog is just like over here hanging out with me. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. This animal's kicking with me all fucking weekend. Today, go talk to my neighbor before I come up here and come up here to the park and do my little recordings. I just went to go pet his dog. He got a new little. He's not even 2 years old yet. Fucking pit bull bully. Went to go pet him. He's over here jumping on me. Owner, neighbor's trying to pull the dog. I'm like, he's cool, man. He's just a little baby. I was just petting him. What I'm saying? He was jumping up. Those little dogs, those young dogs. He's actually a big dog now, like size wise, paws, but he's still a baby. So it's like he needs a lot of attention. He has all this energy he's trying to burn, but he doesn't know how to obey his. He's just so hyper. He got so much energy. A lot of those dogs got so much energy. Yeah, all these animals, man, be just visiting and whatnot. So it's kind of crazy. I gotta monitor the time though. Hold on, it is 9:43. It is what it is, man. I feel like I'm trying to get better at, like, because my job starts at 9 o'clock. I'm trying to get a little better at just like making sure if you start the job at 9, make sure you're in bed by 9. Like that's what I'm starting to think about when it comes to life now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just thinking in that manner. I'm thinking in that way. So, I almost don't want to like continue this pattern of like, I feel like I need to do this because like you also got to do some other things, man. When I really think about it, I'm 100. This is episode 138. So it's like I'm 138 episodes in, and there were days I was doing 4 or 5, just like let me do this every day, bro. I ain't trying to work a job, but sometimes you got to make the income here and there. So it's just a little tricky, you know what I'm saying? It's a little tricky in that way. So let me see. When it hits that 34, we gonna mob unless somebody hits me with the whatever, you know what I'm saying? I pay attention to that. I pay attention to those things. So we'll see how this goes. But yeah, I'm trying to stay locked in, just stay working right now, stay focused a bit, stay locked in with things. Let's get moving. Get moving a little bit. Stay locked in with the work. You know, the other day I was like doing the job, and I'm thinking to myself like, damn, it's not even like I'm not like tired. I can still do the job physically, but mentally, I was kind of already checked out. Like I really don't want to be here right now. I want to be somewhere else, and I can't wait for the time to end. But then, there's another part of my mental, like I'm half and half, where it's like, tough this out. You got this. Get through this right now, and then you're good. And I ain't gonna lie, because it was my final day of the week. I was, you know what I'm saying. I don't want to say like looking for shortcuts, but it was like looking for if there's ways to do the job a little smoother. And then on some godsend energy, my coworkers was like, "Hey man, we gonna pick up the pace today." and there was a way that we started moving a little quicker. I was like, oh, we got it done quick. We got it done right and quick. You know what I mean? So everything played out the way it needed to, correctly. Everything worked itself out. I had nothing to complain about, really. We walking past these. You know, it's a little tennis courts here. Robin, think about, I'm low-key about to turn into the Tiger Woods of pickleball. I might have to hit that shit. I don't think they're ready for me. Would you got to rock a polo or something like it's tennis? I don't know. I might have to do that. That's how I'm thinking about it. You know? But yeah, that's where I'm living right now. People gonna find this or not. This might be left or not. You know, we don't know yet. That's how time plays out. I think about that with content and digital footprint. How long do you think this is gonna last, man? You know? You think this is for not? You think this is for nothing, bro? That's what I'm saying. When it comes down to the content, really think about it. You know what I'm saying? This is the work that gets put in that isn't the work. That isn't the income work, but it's work. And I'm like, yo, here and there, man, I just do a little bit here and there. I get like a 1 subscriber, 2. Some nights I got like 3 and 8. I'm like, where the fuck these people come from? And it just so it's perfect timing. You can't time perfect timing, so you just do it every time. You see what I'm trying to say? Like, I'm not even trying to be funny or goofy when I say that shit. You cannot time perfect timing sometimes. You just do it every time. Do it all the time, bro. I'm telling you. So that's where I'm at mentally with all this, man. It's like every chance I get. I'm saying. Because you only, like, back to the time concept, bro, you don't have that much time. You really don't. So how are you spending it? But shit, man, if I'm not sitting there locked in, doing the videos, editing or something, doing the logistics on it, if I'm not doing none of that, bro, you're going to see me recording something, hitting the live stream because I can. If you can, why wouldn't you? That's how I feel about it, man. If you can, why wouldn't you, man? I can't, like, I just don't know how other people have lived or how they live currently. And I'm like, I don't know if I can go back to what I was used to. I don't have much time, bro. You understand? And I'm gonna end it there. If it's the 41 and we got nothing, I'm gonna end it there for real because I'm being honest, bro. I'm not even really trying to be funny or like grim or sinister. It's like I don't got much time when you think about it. I'm not even trying to be dark about it. Like I really don't have that much time. Like I turned 32 this year, right? And you gotta account for the fact that like I'm living to the fullest no matter what I do. It didn't matter if I was smoking something, it didn't matter if I was drinking something, it didn't matter if I was investing something, it didn't matter if I was creating something. I was doing it to the best of my abilities, to the highest level that I could. The highest level I was able to do it at, I was doing it. Not saying I was doing things to the highest level that has ever been done. I was doing it to the best of my ability. I was giving it my all every day and for whatever activity I got into. The Beyblade scene, I did my best. I was like, I want to win my way. I want to win my style. The albums, I'm going to rap my way, do it my style. And I'm going to record my own shit. I'm going to put my own money up, put it out there, and we're going to do what we got to do with it. You know what I'm saying? We really did that. That's a fucking dog barking at the car. You understand? To the fullest. And you got to understand when it comes down to health issues, it's like my mom's side, they got bone issues, bro. They got bone issues on the mom's side. They got heart issues on my dad's side. And I've embodied all of that shit, bro. I've never had strong bones growing up, bro. I'm telling you right now. Bones always been fucked up. I've always been getting fractures and broken bones and shit my whole life, bro. I can't make this up. I'm not trying to be funny. I be having heart problems right now. I just don't be going to the doctor. I ain't got no fucking time to waste, bro. So when you see me on these live streams, you know what I'm saying, being genuine about shit, you see me being as genuine as possible, being honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Being honest, being on point, being respectful. When you see me doing it to the highest degree like this, you just understand, like, yeah, I was doing as many as I could, and I did it without being goofy. People will do 130 joints, 130 joints, and all of them are goofy, just to get views and all that shit, all that stupid shit. And I'm like, I'm not with that. I'm an on point type of person. So you're gonna see on point. I'm gonna project that 130 times, and these are the results, man. Still not. We're still not at 1K. You know what I'm saying? We're still not there because that's what it looks like when you do it this way. Can we do a little thing here? You know what I'm saying? Can we make a few adjustments? Can we stay a little more consistent? Sure. But we human beings, bro, and that's all we showing. I'm speaking about myself. A lot of other people like that. Shit, I found a random live stream earlier when I got back home. I was just sitting there charging my phone before I walked outside. Some random girl, I forgot her name already. I'm gonna find the thing. She only got 100 subs. She just don't talk, and she just plays RPG games. She was talking to me though. I was like, "What's up?" I was like, "What's going on? Are you on Twitch?" She's like, "No, I'm not fucking with Twitch right now." She didn't say fucking, but you know, everybody's out here doing something, just doing it their way. And I'm tapped in with it. I'm like, man, fuck doing that weird. Do it the mainstream way. Follow the thing. Follow the trend. Oh, here are the 5 steps. Here are the 10 steps to success. Like, no, we ain't following none of that shit. Follow your heart, bro. Follow your heart out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? So don't get mad that we over here talking about Bitcoin and the Halvening, bro. Don't talk about that. I'm telling you about real health problems, man. I don't have much time to live. I don't fucking know. I hope I could live a long life, but I really don't know. I'm not even trying to be funny. You know? Shit, today, I ain't gonna yeah, today ain't nobody showed up. We had the meetup, ain't nobody showed up, bro. Ain't nobody pop in. I was feeling like, God damn, ain't nobody messaged me. That's crazy. Cause you know it's funny, last week I wasn't even able to show up until like there was 2 hours left or an hour left because I had work shit. But everybody was there, and then today I showed up and nobody was there. One random dad who was halfway listening to me, he might have been high, and I was over here teaching his son. But they're cool people. Shout out to Bray. Shout out to Bray. They cool ass people, man. They're good people. And I was just showing them the ropes of what we know and what we do. That's it. You understand? And I was like, well, what I'm trying to say is a moment like that could break my heart. You know, I'm just being honest. You never know, because I don't know how many times I can go through feeling that shit. You didn't pause. You don't say. You never know. You never fucking know, bro. Same thing. I'm over here being overbearing. You know, saying trying to help out the homie. Bro, out of town, I'm being overbearing. Just like, hey man, here, try this. True whoop de wop. Check out this route. Check out this. And he's compensating me with the whatever. But you know, I forget sometimes, man, because you know how it is, man. See, I'm not even gonna get into the details because it's too early. But you got to take care of family, basically. You basically got to take care of family. So he wasn't even fucking with. Like by the end of the day, he wasn't fucking with me. I was like, that's me. That's on me. That's on me. I'm gonna read them signs, bro. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not fucking with people, bro. I swear to God, because it's like on a drop of a dime, people not gonna be fucking with you and not telling you why. And that shit is mental, spiritual, whatever, and that way on a motherfucker heart, bro. In the worst way. In the worst way. So, like I said, man, I don't know how much time I got to live. I'll be honest with you. I really don't fucking know. So you're gonna see me try my best every day. Do it the on point way. Do it the smart way. Feel me? That's all I can do, man. I'm checking them cars creeping. Give me a sec. You know, I went on mute because you had to get that nasty ass cough out. God damn. Yeah, man. Imagine if people knew how long they had to live, man. The only time you hear that shit, you know, you ever meet them little kids that got tumors or have a cancer or some shit, you know, got cancers and tumors and shit, whatever the fuck shit called. Them kids be getting told all the time that they got a small amount of time to live. I wouldn't want to hear that shit either. Like, fuck all that. You know? I'm gonna have to hit the mute in a second though. I might have to do it right here. Give me a second. I'm gonna have to hit the mute right here. Yep, watch, watch, watch. And You know, I ain't gonna lie, man. All this talk about life, I'm turned the fuck up. I ain't trying to go home, bro. I'm gonna sit there and run until the wheels fall off. Why not, man? I told myself I said 34. Then now we passed 41. But I'm really thinking about the shit. I'm like, is it me? It might have been me. I just wish somebody told me. I just wish somebody told me because I'm gonna sit. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm a flood. I'm flooding the service. I'm flooding the markets. That's what I do. That's how I do things, man. I don't know about you, but that's how I do shit. I flood the game, man. Let me ask a real question. Let's say I had some work, and when I'm saying work, I'm referring to drugs. Let's say I had some work. I ain't never seen that shit in my life. I never seen drugs in my life. Let's say I had some work, and then I started flooding the streets, and I made money like that, right? How would you feel about that? You'd be like, oh, he's hustling, he's doing his thing. But at the same time, he destroying the community. So what are we talking about? So if I'm sitting here doing something positive and I'm over here flooding the servers, flooding the whatever with the content, and it's just content, it's harmless. It's just my interpretation and my edits and the stuff that I want to do. If you see me doing that, shit, at least I ain't drug dealing. What the fuck? So people been tripping on me since forever, acting like that's some goofy shit, that's whatever. But it's like, yeah, you would respect me if I was a negative person to the fullest degree, to the highest degree. You would fucking respect the shit out of me if I was doing the most negative shit to the highest form. That's the fucking world we live in, and I ain't fucking with that shit. You know what I'm saying? It pays to be, I'm not gonna say I'm corny, but it's like it does pay to be corny though, because you thinking about Russell Wilson, that dude is corny as hell, but him staying locked in on faith and just being an on point type of person and positive, he getting shit done. I'm motherfucker get millions just to be himself, just to be a positive corny athlete, man. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't even say or claim that shit, but he getting it in. That's what I'm saying. I'm turned the fuck up. I don't know where people turn their noses at me and start feeling away. I don't know where I went wrong and didn't do my part, but I started thinking about that shit past couple of days, and I'm like, the people I wasn't even fucking with were showing me love. That's crazy. Same people I wasn't even fucking with, they were showing me love. That's a crazy feeling. You wouldn't even know. But that's the story of my life, ain't it? Not really, but yeah. That shit wild to me. Hold on, man. Let me get something to drink. I'm dying. Like I said, I ain't got. I'm telling you right now, I ain't got long to live, bro. I was over here talking about evergreen, evergreen content and whoopty wop last time, but right now it's like that might be the new concept, man. I really ain't got no time to live, bro. I might not be alive long. You never know. I'm not even trying to put it out there. Just being real, because you really should live like that. It's fucked up, man. I'm telling you, man. I grew up with people that act like they could afford to live another day, and then the motherfuckers kept pushing. Nah, I'ma wait. I'ma wait. I'ma wait. And motherfuckers is homeless now. Shit fuck me up. You understand? How I'm supposed to feel about that? I can't even help nobody. It's like you forced to be something you hate, bruh. Forced to be the worst demon devil up in your area just to stack up. That shit cold. I ain't fucking with that game. I don't fuck with that game, bruh. You understand? At that point, you're a player. You're just a player, bro. You're not even the game master. Feel that? You don't even write your own rules, bro. Think about it. At that point, you are a player. So many benefits to being a player, but what? You're not even the game master, bro. You ain't even charging nothing. You can't step away when you don't want to. You in the game now. And you didn't make it. You didn't invent it. That shit crazy as hell. But that's what people want to respect, man. That shit crazy as hell. I'm not mad at it, though. I do respect a few people coming from that life because, people raised me. But then people respectfully enough told me, like, hey, man, stay out that shit. Stay out that bullshit. This ain't the shit to play, bro. You got some good shit going on. Do something good. That's where I'm at. That's where I've been at. Staying on this, bro. It's not easy. It ain't easy. Like I said, if I lose my way or I die along the way, don't even get mad at me. Don't even trip. You always even fucking with me anyway. I'm telling you, man, I really think about that shit. I be forgetting about that. These people really wasn't fucking with me anyway. That's cold. That's some cold shit, ain't it? I'll flip it on. I'll flip it on you. There it is. I'll mob up to the benches and circle back down, whatever. I said, man, I'm heated right now. Just thinking about that shit. Hold on, let me check something. Exactly. Exactly. That's crazy. Hold on. People wasn't even fucking with me anyway. There, bro. That's my new thing now. I might have to hit the double. I don't know if I should. Let me do it right here. No, I ain't gonna do that. That's dramatic. I was gonna hit the part two, but we gotta charge up, so we're gonna hit the part two. That's what it is, man. I'm taking my time though. That's how I feel, man. You know, really gotta do the math, man. I mean, like I said, I pray to God. I hope to God I get to live and see some good shit. You know, I will say like this though. I was chopping up with this dude. Actually, it's funny at my new job. This dude I met. Pause on that. Sound crazy, but me and him are talking about just peace. I was like, yeah, man. All I'm looking for is some peace, man. You know, when I make enough money, I'm cashing out. I'm done. And he asked me to some degree, like, what you mean? I was like, listen, either I'm going out the country or I'm just going to Texas. Because, you know, Texas is as American as it gets. I'm with that. This American shit, I'm with it. I've been here the whole time. The point I'm making is this. If it ain't that, I'm out of here. I'm peaceful. All I need is that. You understand? All I need is a peace. If people be like, ain't no country like the USA, like, hey, believe me, I know that for sure. I'd love to be here. But it's like, damn, ain't no country like this, but it come with some shit. I don't need that shit. I don't even need much, really. I started doing the math. I was like, damn, I did. I'm gonna say I did everything. I did enough. You feel me? I'm telling you, bro, it's either that or death. I'm telling you, man. So I ain't got much. I ain't got much time to live, bro. The time I got left on this earth right here, I'm gonna spend it doing what I gotta do. Doing a whole lot out here for myself, man. It's been a while since I really did that. I do for self now. Take care of self. You know what I'm saying? That's what I encourage too, man. I encourage people, everyone, just take care of yourselves in any way, shape, or form. You know, a lot of people can't. I don't think there's not really any human being that 100% takes care of themselves, bro. It's really interesting because there's some scientific breakdown about when you look at the calves and babies and chicks and shit like that. It's like as soon as they come out the egg or come out the womb, they have some form of uh, physical capabilities where they can take care of themselves. They don't really have a dependency like human babies. You understand? Human babies, man, it's like they can't do much for themselves straight out the womb. But a lot of animals are able to. Even like cubs, you think about like cubs and shit. They come out, they can crawl right away. They can get to moving. Little Bambi, little fawns or whatever. They come out, little baby zebra. They come out, they get to moving right away. Baby giraffe start moving its legs, finding its legs. Get up, let's go. They start moving. Not all the time, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like babies just come out, the motherfucker just be laying there. Other shit like little mosquitoes and shit. They gotta incubate. They gotta plant the eggs on the water. incubate a little longer, strong survive, strong go off and just start doing shit, start stealing blood, weird shit. You feel me? So you gotta think about them things. You gotta consider these things. You know, things you gotta consider, things you gotta worry about a little bit. Who am I seeing? Anybody there? Let's see who here. That you gotta think about. You know, nobody's doing it on their own. Nobody. We're talking about human beings. Nobody's doing it on their own. So give praise and show love to everyone, anyone that did anything for you. But on top of that, bro, moment you get a chance to really take care of yourself, man, take care of yourself, man. Any form of self care is good, bro. That's why I'm not mad at. I'm not mad at anybody, like, cause I be overbearing, bro. I be doing the most. I'm just like, what's going on? Be trying to check in and really say what's up with people, man. But yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, it's fucked up because I gotta check in with this dude. I'm supposed to send him something. You know, actually, nah, it's a long story. You know, I was supposed to mail him some stuff, but it's well, I don't even think we're on speaking terms right now. It's kind of sad. You see, I ain't missed nothing in the chat. All right, we're good. But I'm cognizant of these things, man. I ain't got long to live, bro. You gotta think about that. You really gotta think about that. That's how everybody should live, man. That's how everybody should live. And I've been feeling that way since I was a kid. I don't know why. Even when I was a kid, I knew I was like, I probably won't live that long. I don't know what that feeling is. Then I started hitting, you know, I think when I got past 22, I was like, you know what, bro? I think I'm doing all right, but I ain't had enough fun. So I started having too much fun. And I really started locking in slowly, slowly. And right now for the 30s, I'm real locked in. So like I said, if I hit 40, it's over. Because by the time I hit 40, you're going to see a whole lot of success. However that looks. You understand? These little ruts right now ain't nothing. Nothing, bro. You've been through it before. You just don't want to keep going through it as you get older. That's the point I'm making. So you really got to live like you ain't got long to live. That's how I feel about shit. I really didn't think I was going to live this long. I wasn't even outside of no rah-rah shit. I just was around it. It's just, you know, like when I say that, I mean, like it was happening so much around me. I don't even know what to do about this situation. It's just happening. You know what I mean? There's nothing I can do about it. Nothing I could do. Shit. I don't even remember what year that was. Like, oh, it would have been like '06 probably, because I was still living at the old house. '06, bruh. You know what I'm saying? 2006. I'm trying to think how old I would have been. I would have been like 13. I was like 13, '06, right? Yeah, if I'm doing the math right. I was either 12 and a half or 13. Almost got hit with a stray. Stupid at, like, I'm just literally like, what the fuck is this? I'm hearing something whiz it past my ear. I'm walking across the street going to the gym, trying to be something, trying to follow a dream or whatever. Motherfuckers just shooting out right there, literally right there. Right there. Like, see what, like, you know where my shoulder is, like right here? Shoulder's like right here. Motherfuckers shooting right there. Like across the street. Like it's just happening. I'm like, it's just happening. What you want me to do? So I've always lived this way, bro. Any chance I got, I was like, you know what, man, fuck that. Anything can happen again. We gotta act like you ain't got no more time left. And I'm feeling it. Older I get, like not on the old. Everybody jokes around. Oh, you getting old. You getting older. I'm like, nah, you just getting lazier. You gotta move your body around more. Start moving your body a little more. You'll be all right. You feel me? Movement is medicine, so they say. I've been moving a whole lot, and even then, I'm like, you know what? That's crazy. Cause I'm still getting them little problems here and there, and I'm like, I still want to live how I want to live. It is what it is. So I ain't got much long to live, bro. That's the way I look at it. That's the way I see it. You see. So yep, over and done with. Make them investments, man. Pay attention to the signs. That's it. That's where we at with it right now. Okay, let me get something to drink. That's how I feel about this. Yeah, them people stopped fucking with me a long time ago. I should have remembered that. I should have known that. And, I'll tell you something too. Hold on, let me check something real quick. Yep, yep, that's crazy. I know a dude younger than me that he figured this shit out early. He about shit, I don't even know. He's probably like 7 to 10 years older, somewhere in that range. I forget. I think like 7 years younger than me. But he figured that shit out early. He stopped fucking with people a long time ago. Shit, hella funny. Cause he was saying something on some like sad shit. But for me, I was like, man, I can't even think that way. The way I kind of conduct myself, I can't even feel that. I can't. It's too pessimistic for me. I can't be that, man. I can't be pessimistic. I just never been that way. Back against the wall, I'm always optimistic. I'm like, man, it is what it is. Here we are. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type, like, even back when we were fighting, when I was like sparring in the ring or something, like my back's in the corner, bro. It's over for you, actually. It's not a problem for me. You don't want to corner me. That's how I used to feel. I'm always optimistic, but like I said, I be meeting people that they come across as pessimistic, but they're really just practical because they go through an experience 1 or 2 times and that's it for them. That they learn. You understand? They learn something. They don't go through um 5 to 10 lessons with the same thing 10 times. They don't go through the same lesson 5 to 10 times. They go through it once or twice and that's it. They're like, nah. What's everybody say now? Boundaries. Everybody use the word boundaries and shit. That's people start putting up them boundaries quick. And I'm not even mad at it. Looking back, I'm like, man, I should have saw them signs early. I should have started realizing, yeah, this person isn't the person I'm dealing with anymore, but here I am treating them the same way if they were someone close to me again. And I just, I find myself being very overbearing, so that's on me. But I can't act like it don't affect me or whatever type of way. Because the thing is, when you're overbearing, if someone entertains that shit, it's like, yeah, you're entertaining a whole lot of whatever. So just be careful. Just be careful. I'm on some like I'm overly protective. That's just who I am too. I'm overly protective. That's also who I am. But what's that shit? That's also why I stopped fucking with these like the live streams for a while. Cause I was like, man, silence is golden, man. That should be golden as hell. Them 4 to 5 day breaks are beautiful. You don't understand. So yeah, that's the other aspect of all this, man. So yeah, I should have ended it sooner, man. Cause here I am on this tangent. Yeah, speaking of sad shit, this is a sad tangent. But yeah, I'm here for it, man. It's gotta stop though. Things gotta stop. They gotta stop. So yeah, I'm gonna check on people though. I'm gonna keep doing it. This is who I am. This is part of who I am. And people are gonna, the reason why I think I'm gonna stop is because people are gonna stop checking on me anyway. You know what I mean? They didn't twice. So I don't even know why I'm tripping. Like it was something, I'm good off that. Whatever, bro. Yeah, there it is, bro. Your boy ain't got much time to live, bro. That's how everybody should be living. Live like me, man. You ain't got much time to live, just start living like that. All right. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace. I'm gonna meditate a bit.